What's poppin', world? I hope all is well. Thanks for tuning in. The question for today is it all right for women to date multiple men at once? We're going to watch a clip from this dating coach, and I'm going to break this all the way down.
I was dating when I met my husband. He was number 13
Number 13 what?
of the men I was currently
I thought she dropped the body count on here. I was about to say, damn.
no, of the men that were like texting me or calling or currently taking me out.
Is that like an average amount of men for a woman?
No,
Or just...
the women that I coach, I try to get them to 3 or 4.
Wait, hold on, wait. The 13th man you've ever dated in your life, you're saying?
No, that I was currently
They were engaging with.
dating and engaging with at that time.
13 men at once?
Talking to, engaging, calling my phone. Yeah.
This is her being very honest
Prospecting.
because it's levels to it, right? It's like
Yeah,
maybe some
you
guys
should be. You should.
Women dating multiple men.
All right, guys. So you saw that, you heard that. That dating coach right there said that when she met her husband, right? So before they were married, he was guy number 13 on her roster, right? She was already talking to 12 other guys, right? Dating, vetting, whatever. I already had 12 other guys. Her husband was guy number 13. Guys, listen. That's why I posed the question. Is it all right for women to date several men at a time, right? More than one man at a time. Is it okay? All right? What do you guys think? All right, now I'm going to get my thoughts on it. Men, if a woman tells you that she is dating several guys at a time, whenever you approach her, right? Let's say you're trying to get to know her, you may possibly want to get serious with her, whatever the case may be, and she tells you that she's already dating several guys, go ahead and walk away. But before you walk away, tell her it's all right. She can do that. But you're not going to be one of those guys, right? Tell her, okay, go ahead, do your thing. But I'm not going to be one of those guys. If you're a guy who's looking for something serious, right? If you're not looking for something serious, do your thing. I can't advise you on what to do. Maybe you don't want something serious, so it doesn't really matter what she's doing because maybe you're doing your thing as well. But if you're a guy and you're looking for something serious, right? And a woman tells you that she's already dating several guys, go ahead and walk away. And here's why. If a woman tells you that she's already dating several guys, that means that she does not respect you. Let that marinate. If a woman is willing to tell you that she is already dating several guys, she doesn't respect you because women know that their value lies in their purity, right? Their value lies in their purity, right? So the least amount of guys that a woman has or has been with, that is where her value's at, right? The least amount of guys, the higher her value is. So if she's willing to tell you, hey, I'm already talking to several guys, that means she does not care about what you think. She does not care about what you think about her talking to other guys or you being on a roster, you being on a list. She does not care about how you think of that or what you think about it. She doesn't care about that. Now, it's one thing if you meet a woman and she says, well, got a couple of guys that may call me from time to time. They may text me from time to time, right? Like women who I've dealt with in the past. When I've met them, they may say, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this one guy, he be texting me. This other guy, he be calling me, whatever. But, if we're gonna be something, I can go ahead and tell them to chill out with that. Like, I'm taking them off the market, whatever, right? And it always happened that way, right? I don't expect an attractive woman to just be out here and not talking to no one, right? It's 2022. You got social media. You got all this other stuff going on. Yeah. A woman might be talking to somebody, right? Especially if she's attractive. But in my experiences, when I approach a woman, let's just say she's not in a relationship, whatever, she might tell me, yeah, I got this guy here text, this other guy here call, but she's willing to cut them off, right? Almost immediately, right? So Once again, I'm not saying that they can't be talking to nobody. But if she's got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in this case, and you still rock with her, like, that's insane. I guarantee you that dating coach we just saw in that clip, I guarantee you she wears the pants in that marriage. I guarantee it, right? Because she's already in the position of leadership in being a coach. She's a dating coach. She's already in the position of leadership. I'm pretty sure she leads at that house too, right? Especially if she's willing to let that guy know, yeah, it's 12 other guys, right? She does not fully respect that man. I guarantee it. On the other side of the coin, remember this. A woman who dates several men, or if a woman respects herself, let's put it this way. If a woman respects herself, she won't allow several men to be able to say that they're talking to her at the same time. She won't allow it. Think about that. A woman who respects herself is not going to allow several men to be able to even say that they're all talking to her at the same time. Hypothetically speaking, let's just say these guys coincidentally end up at a basketball court together, or somewhere where there's a lot of people, right? And say these guys, they start talking, and yeah, man, I'm talking to so-and-so, man, check this chick out I got, here she is, check her out, And let's just say he checks her out, and then other guys, they're like, well, hold on now. I'm talking to her too, right? I'm talking to her too. And just for those who want to know what she looks like, somebody said, well, what the body look like? Maybe she did have a roster, so that's her right there, That's a picture, and here's another picture of her, right? So some would say, not a bad looking, woman. She's cute. She's got an all right body, whatever. Not a bad looking woman. But back to what I was saying. Say these guys come together, and they like, oh, well, I'm talking to her. Oh, I'm talking to her too. That's going to blow up everything she got going on. And that woman in that moment should be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Should be embarrassed. So once again, any woman who even allows several men to be able to say, oh yeah, I'm talking to her too. Yeah, we all talking the same one. She should be embarrassed, because remember, a woman's value is based on her purity, right? Remember, since the beginning of time, men have wanted virgins. Since the beginning of time, men have wanted virgins. It's never been the other way around. It's never been the other way around. Now, the question is this. If her husband, right, was number 13, how many of those guys was she having sex with while they were talking and vetting and dating and all of that? How many of those guys was she having sex with out of the 13, right? One of them guys could have been an ex-boyfriend. Couple could have been an ex-boyfriend. Couple could have been this guy. Could have been that guy. One could have been the guy she really wanted, but he ain't really giving her the time of day like that. One could be a guy who's a cornball who probably never got a chance. So you're gonna have a variation of different guys, right? Some got a chance, some don't. But some might say, she might have been having sex with 5 of those guys, right? 8 wasn't really getting no play like that, right? 5 at one time, that's crazy. Let's just say she was only sexing 2 of the guys, right? The thing about it is this. If a woman is having sex with more than one guy at a time, that's too many. That is hoe status. A woman having sex with more than one guy at a time is hoe status. Why is that? Because if that woman was to get pregnant, there's a huge possibility that she would not know who the father is of that child, because she's having sex with more than one guy at a time. That's hoe status. Remember, men and women are not the same. A man having several partners and a woman having several partners is not looked at the same. Look, I didn't make the rules. I just report them. I did not make the rules. Yeah, so I'm going to say, oh yeah, that's a double standard. It is. It is what it is. A guy having multiple sex partners is not looked at as the same as a woman, right, having multiple sex partners. Remember, a woman's value lies in her purity. right? It's been like that since the beginning of time. So if this woman is having sex with more than one guy at a time, that is hoe status. That is hoe status. And that is the worst situation that a guy can be in, not knowing if a child is his or not. That's been a guy's worst fear since the beginning of time. That's why men want virgins, or that's why men in the past wanted virgins, right? A man wants to know that that is his baby. He wants to know that that is his baby. You know, it's been that way since the beginning of time. Another thing about it is this. If a woman comes to you, right, and she says she is dating several guys, there is nothing positive coming out of that, you know, for you as a man. There's nothing positive coming out of that. If she says that, yeah, I'm dating 13, you should be like, oh, wow, that's great. It's good to know a lot of guys want you. You know, that's a good thing. Or it's good to know that you're a very resourceful woman. Yeah, you getting resources, you getting food from this guy, clothes from this guy paying your bills, right? Said no guy. No guy's ever said that. Oh, you're very resourceful. No. There's nothing positive coming out that will come out of a woman telling you that she's dating several guys at a time. Nothing positive comes out of that. So her saying that, if any guy hears that, who she's talking to, ain't nothing but negative, right? Coming out of that conversation, right? There's nothing positive about it. So it's not okay, you know, for her to say, be dating all these guys at the same time, right? Nothing positive comes out of that. Now, remember this. Let me wrap this thing on up. As a dating coach, she said that she pushes for the women she coaches to date 3 or 4 guys at a time. She said that's what she tried to tell them, date 3 or 4 guys at a time, right? Ladies, that is not a great idea. It is hard to properly vet a man if you are dealing with 3 or 4 different personalities. If you're dealing with strong men, right? These men are laying a foundation. These men have a program that you need to follow. Remember, you're going to follow his lead, right? If you're dealing with 3 or 4 different men, how you going to follow the lead, or at least even see what that looks like, right? Understand you're not in a committed relationship with him yet, but how you going to follow that if you got 3 or 4 other guys that you're dealing with, right? How you going to do that? How you going to focus on one of them, right? It is terrible for her to push women to, say, date 3 or 4 different guys at a time. That is not a legitimate dating coach that's going to lead you to being a wife. That is a hoe coach. See, she is essentially a hoe coach. She is showing you how to be a hoe. That's what she's doing. If she's pushing you to date 3 or 4 guys, she is coaching you on how to be a hoe. Please do not listen to the type of rhetoric that she's pushing if she's pushing for you ladies to date 3 or 4 guys at a time. Guys, if a woman tells you she's dating several guys at a time, when you approach her, leave her where she at. Leave her where she at, right? Now, if she's associating with a couple of guys, yeah, he may call, this guy over here might text. That's okay, right? That's to be expected, right? Especially if she's attractive. But if she admits to you that she's dating several guys at a time, say that's cool, but I ain't gonna be one of them, guys. Go ahead and cut your losses. If you're in that type of situation, cut your losses. Because if you cut them now, you will not lose as big as you're going to lose in the end if you stay in that type of situation. Go ahead and cut your losses now if you're dealing with a woman who's moving that way. Go ahead and cut your losses now. But that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the YouTube. We're growing fast. Come on, guys. We have got to get this right. We have got to get moving in the right direction. And remember, keep God first. I love you all. Be blessed.